Hi, number two. So, this video is going. Not this video. I'm sorry. I'd be so long-winded. The video that I'm watching, I didn't even get to the cusp of it. I'm sorry. I clickbaited you guys. I'm watching this video with Long Beach Griffy interview about all this other stuff, and from the No Jumper podcast. It's a response, a review, a reaction, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to go to the middle of it and give my thoughts.
If you want to be on camera,
sorry.
you want to.
But my mom never wanted to take me.
I just feel like you watch so much anime that at some point you might be like, I want to know what they're doing. I want to learn how to do this.
Oh no, definitely. I think about it often. I think about it often. But I think about the unrealistic shit, like fucking hopping 30 feet in the air and just coming down with a fucking kick. I can't do that shit, but I try it in a fight.
Right. I mean, you can get better.
You're right.
You can get closer to that.
Maybe if I align my chakras, you think?
You get all that?
Not really, but I want to get into it. If I can jump 30 feet in the air, I will get into it.
Some weird yoga shit. I don't know. I've like taken yoga classes before and they were talking about chakras and stuff, and I've just been sitting there mad as fuck, like, you know, it's made up, right? What the fuck are you talking about?
Jesus, median.
Yeah.
But you can't like be like you would probably have a lot of adversity if you tried to be like a super serious actor. I guess.
No, facts. And that's why it's hard. It's like, damn. So I have to, at the end of the day, I have to show I can't be a rapper. So I have to show niggas, like, I can rap, but I'm going to do it in this way because y'all not going to take me serious if I just get on here and start talking about all the niggas I killed and fucking being in the slums and being, you know what I'm
We
saying?
need a new Weird Al, though. Were you a fan of Weird Al?
I liked his Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
Yeah. Always just doing like parody versions of every song. And when I think about that, I'm like, man, that was a great time. Like, we need a new Weird Al, like a guy who could have a really big music career from just doing parody versions of all the popular songs.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I'm kind of like over like the parody I like kind of thing, but that's why I try to like mix it up. Like, you know, when a pedophile comes to the studio, like, nigga want to hear shit like that, or when a school shooter comes to the studio, shit like that. So I try to mix it up in ways I won't be doing the parody style. You feel me?
I like how this.
I feel that. I think you die in the spiritual. I don't know what the spiritual looks like. I'm not there.
To me,
Off of other people's controversy. It's not bad, but I mean, at the same time, it's like kind of messy. It's like, I know people that talk shit about me on the internet, and then when they see me, they're like, "Bro, I love your video." But it's like, you're just talking crazy.
but don't you have people like that too? Where when I think about it, there's people that I love their content, but I've also talked shit about them, and it's like, but on the whole, I fuck with them. But there's been like certain moments where I said like, "Oh, this was stupid," or "This album sucked."
Yeah.
But that's still my favorite, like a rapper I love, you know?
Yeah. Nah, I totally get it. But,
The duality of man.
Pokemon Go. You did a skit.
Pokemon Go.
What was the skit?
So basically, it's like when you playing Pokemon Go and you end up in the hood.
Oh, yeah.
That shit got over to Facebook. I don't know how the fuck it got over to Facebook, but they took it, put it on Facebook. That shit was going crazy. And then the next day, it got on WorldStar. And before WorldStar is what it is now, that shit was crazy. Everybody wanted to be on WorldStar. Like, the shit was ridiculous. And then after that, 2 hours after that, Chris Brown reposted the video. And I was like, there's no fucking way.
Wow.
There's no fucking way. And that was the wildest shit. And then a week after that, I made a video about novellas, Spanish novellas. And that shit went crazy. It was going crazy on the internet. I was like, well, what the fuck? And after that, I started making videos about Samoans. And literally, it's not a Samoan in the world that don't know who I am. I can promise you that.
Why? Because you just grew up around a lot of Samoans in Long Beach?
I mean, it's a lot. I didn't like really grow up. Like, we would hoop with these niggas all the time, like big, but they dope. Like they're the coolest people. Like some of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. Like and that there, like it was crazy. Like
I feel like the stereotype for Samoans is pretty much exclusively like.
But that's interesting. I mean, I guess I don't have any thoughts. I just think it's pretty good. He's talking. I guess he's talking about he's mixing up his content. So and then people liking and sharing it and all that stuff. It's doing it organic growth. Sorry, my words. So it's pretty good. Yeah.
And that there, like it was crazy. Like
I feel like the stereotype for Samoans is pretty much exclusively like big motherfuckers who will beat the shit out of you.
Huge. But it's crazy though because they don't go looking for trouble. You know what I'm saying? They big, like they cool as hell. Like I never met a crazy Samoan that was just like mad, like out for blood 24/7. You feel me? They hella cool. They super family oriented, and like
Like a lot of people would probably not feel comfortable making videos joking on other people's cultures, but that didn't really like occur to you as something.
What? You mean YouTube? Who, like, you mean Ego Raptor and a bunch of other YouTubers who was doing that? I keep mentioning these same three people, like Shane Dawson. I'm like, they made fun of people left and right. I don't even know if that's the right direction, but they came at people, so I don't get it. That was popular. It still is low key popular. I just keep mentioning what is it, like mid 2010 memes, like what is it, Uganda Knuckles and stuff like that. I'm like, people made fun of people, like, and then it was worse even back then because they were a lot more cruder back then.
To avoid.
Yeah, it wasn't really the culture. It was just the presence that they come about. It's like if a Samoan steal my car, I'm gonna give it to him. It was never my car in the first place. You know what I'm saying? It was like shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they was like they grew on that. They was like damn. And I started talk about how big their families are and shit like that, and they could relate to it. And it was all like, bro, we fuck with you. Like we'll do woo. Like I'm like cool. And I met a lot of people in that medium, like a lot of celebrities. Polynesian, and it was crazy. I was going to concerts and shit, reggae concerts I didn't know nothing about, but I was there. Like they would bring me on stage, and when I get on stage, they would go crazy. Like
Really?
Yes,
It was that well known. Holy
it was
shit.
wild. No, yeah, it was this one artist named Sammy Johnson.
Uh-huh.
He's huge in the Polynesian community. He invited me to a show, and he was like, "I want you to introduce me." Bro, I walked on that stage. It was going crazy. Like it was my show. I was tripping out. I was like, bro, there is no way. And it's like it's the presence in the Polynesian community is huge. It's huge.
Wow.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope.
That's fire. Yeah, just like take me through the creative process for those early videos and how it looks now. Like in terms of like how a book could just start writing down ideas, or is it just shit popping in your head?
So most of my videos come from me just hanging out with my friends. I have the funniest fucking friends in the world. That nigga right there, that dark skinned ugly nigga, he's the funniest motherfucker in the world. We talk about shit. Like we'll just sit down. Like one day I just sat down on the couch and we was all having a conversation. And my friend looks over me. He was all like, "Would you ever have sex with a retarded girl?"
Oh my god.
And I was like, maybe. And that was one of the videos that I came out with. It was like, "Would you ever have sex with someone who was mentally disabled?"
See, I haven't seen that video, but I have thought about that before because there's been times in my life where like one of my friends was fucking with a girl, and I'm just looking at her. Nah, you're pretty smart.
Think so?
You didn't try to go to college?
I did, but it wasn't for me.
Wasn't for you.
Yeah, no, I went for film.
Were you started making skits or anything? 'Cause I feel like you've like gotten there more so, like got more submerged in the internet community and culture.
Like the nerd culture and shit.
Yeah.
Like the anime. Okay, so my boys RDC, they typically put me on the anime because I didn't know the black community fuck with anime like that. Like,
That was kind of how I felt before I started watching a bunch of your shit. I was like, whoa, I didn't realize there was like a black anime community online.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're called the term is blurs, right? Black nerds, right? So it's like I didn't know that this was a culture. I didn't know this was a thing until them niggas started talking about it. I'm like, okay, fuck, let me watch anime. And at first I'm like, but it grew on me. And I was like, yo, this shit really crazy. And like the anime debates between black people, like it ain't no like nerd shit. These motherfuckers be like, nigga, what you talking? They like right. I'm talking about niggas like talking about anime. Like it's so and I feel like that deemed as like nerds, like that shit weird.
Right.
And it created like this whole different dynamic of like, yo, this shit is cool. This shit is cool as fuck. You know what I mean? So it's hella dope. It's hella dope. But
Yeah, I've tried. Like, how would you recommend that I try to get into anime? Because I've tried to watch it.
when I don't.
Without, let's get hedonistic.
Okay, bet. So I'm probably drunk the night before. So I'll probably wake up around 11.
You drink a lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not an alcoholic, but I love drinking. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wake up and I just, well, what the fuck do I do? If I'm making a video, I'll make a video.
What time do you wake up though on average?
On average, 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
10, 11 o'clock. For her, everyone. We're for her. Then she exactly. And that was like the whole idea of like, oh, this is weird. He's saying nigger to someone else and he's not getting offended, but he also has a black wife. You know,
Yeah.
so it was a weird situation.
But,
Period.
but like Samuel L. Jackson can't get offended in that moment because this guy's literally like keeping him out of prison by giving him this fucking old shitty T-shirt to wear and stuff because their car is covered in blood at that moment.
Facts. It was just it was weird, and people just like they really didn't pick up on that. They just picked up on like him saying.
Sorry, this is
nigger,
out of
you know what I'm
context.
saying?
Yeah, because
I love that word.
it's weird. It's weird when
That was a little bit too casual. I don't know what goes down here.
yeah. I didn't know what to say because the guy's giving me a ride, so it's like I can't. What, am I supposed to yell at him? Like,
Yeah.
just didn't really.
I would have agreed. I'd have been like, man.
It's all
Oh my god! I'm like, ooh, yeah, gotta watch out for
Speaking,
that.
oh, you want to hear something crazy too? I'm just hitting you random. The other day, this girl who was on Soft White Underbelly YouTube channel, this girl Royalty, and she talks about like learning the rules of prostituting herself, and like she talks about like number one rule, no black guys. And I'm just like what are you talking about? Like why is that so obvious to you? She's just like, they're crazy, they'll kill you.
Wow.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But she seems so confident in this analysis of the clientele who wants to purchase.
Yeah.
But I'm also, cause she's black, so I'm thinking like, maybe they feel more comfortable fucking with you because you're black.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Because she even said that a lot of the white and Hispanic girls that she knows don't feel that way, but she feels that way.
so I agree, but at the same time,
Knowing
it's
nothing
like,
about it, I totally agree.
yeah, it's like I just feel like I don't know, like that's kind of it's safe, but at the same time, it's kind of like, why are you doing that? Did you have a bad experience? Do they not pay well?
Well, yeah, why are...
Because black people don't tip.
Well, a guy, at least,
Oh,
and
that's
I'm
fucked.
pretty sure they were both black.
That's fucked.
But either...
That experience? Do they not pay well?
Well, yeah, why are...
Because black people don't tip.
Well, a guy, at least one guy raped her and another guy tried to kill her.
Oh,
And I'm
that's fucked.
pretty sure they were both black.
That's fucked.
But either way, why would you even get into selling pussy on Figueroa if you weren't also...
First time this year.
How was it?
Well, last year.
Did you see craziness?
No. The bitches out there are bad.
Really?
Yeah.
You said that they're like naked.
I didn't see no naked hoes, but I seen a lot of bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
You into that?
Trans women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say no.
Women.
Yeah, they're
Trans women are women. They're women. They're women, guys. They're women. They're women. And yes, I am.
for sure.
You know, it's a
Yeah.
spectrum.
It's exactly the same.
It's a spectrum, you know. We were conditioned to believe, you know, certain
That it
things.
was different, but they're the same. Yeah,
They're the same.
Totally. Doesn't it feel like kind of worried about all this trans women dominating the sport? And
I
then
feel like we should let them go in. We should let them definitely go into
just
the-
conquer.
Did you hear that joke that Dave Chappelle made?
No, what did he say?
he said if LeBron James changed his gender and went over to the WNBA and put up 846 points. I feel like it would make things more interesting if we let trans women play in the WNBA. It would be perfect because now people can't talk about the gender, the pay gap. They won't talk about it. They won't talk about how
That's gotta be. There's nobody in the WNBA yet who ain't pushing that line.
We need it to happen. We need it. I want to go to a WNBA game.
Talking about how these two girls came up to you and told you we're hoes. They wanted
to suck my dick
Together.
Yo, Trell, that shit was fucking.
Is it illegal to fuck a man in the ass with a strap on?
I thought I had a very ignorant understanding of porn stars. I just always thought sex. But outside of that, like I never even like meeting her. I don't even think about that shit like when you're around. We just talk about anime all day and shit.
She's into that too. Huh?
Yeah, anime is fucking dope.
She came on a podcast a long ass time ago and talked about how she wanted someone to shit on her. And she came right back.
Is that like embedded in like white culture? Like you have
Just do some math at
yeah,
some point.
do you have to? Is that like a thing in like the white culture?
Yeah. It's like a big thing for us.
He's over there like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
No, you have to.
You have to do math.
Even Joe Biden did it.
I think Joe Biden. I think he does a lot of shit, man.
He seems like it.
He looks like a wild
He's
man.
not faring too well right now. I love how nobody's allowed to talk about how fried he is.
What's going on in there? I'm not really into politics.
When he first came on the scene and people were talking about him in the news and stuff, it was like, yo, this guy's brain don't really work that good. And now it's like, guy, and they have so many images of Tom Cruise's face that they're able to basically like edit Tom Cruise's face onto this guy's face, and it was so spot on that like most people like could not tell that it was fake if you didn't know that this was something that Tom Cruise wanted to do. And then like they can completely recreate people's voices based on like if you've done 1,000.
That's fucking crazy. I do believe that. I do believe that there are deep fakes out there.
Let's see what's on it. He pops it in, and it was gay porn, and we were just sitting there laughing and squirming. Kind of passed for like handicapped. I mean.
Okay, so I'm kind of finished. I was checking out this No Jumper podcast, and I'm like, yo, they got a plethora of topics they're talking about. A whole lot of them, I can't. I have limits. I am even negotiating if I should upload this. I mean, if it's going, if you see it, then you see it. But I will see about getting a what the heck, a disclaimer? Yeah, disclaimer. See ya. See y'all later. Jeez, this is what a podcast.